Okay. It's not great like Super Samurai, but I'd say it's just as good as the first season of this final era-ending double season. What's up? What's happening? What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Animation Station, your number one stop destination for anything and everything animation, sometimes live action every now and then, including, in this case, the Power Rangers, as we keep getting closer and closer to the end of Morphin May, and the start of, something special that I'm going to talk about at the end of this video, so stay tuned for that. So, without further ado, let's do what we always do, jump into the analytics, and then we'll talk about the season overall, shall we? So, let's begin. Starting off with our main Rangers, we still have Brody, Preston, Calvin, Haley, Sarah, and Levi. Unfortunately, Dane and Mick got demoted to supporting cast, so unfortunately they're not Rangers this time, but they're still there and they're still good characters. And then we have the smorgasbord of legendary Rangers from Dimensions in Danger. Those Rangers are Tommy in his final performance, rest in peace JDF, Rocky, Catherine, TJ, Wes, Trent, Gemma, Antonio, Gia, and Coda. Yeah, they got a pretty wide range there. Obviously, there's a little bit of a bias towards Mighty Morphin because you have two Mighty Morphin Rangers, even though Tommy has that Master Morpher, which we'll talk about later. And of course, Rocky instead of Jason because of, Austin and JDF's rivalry. You know how that is. But, yeah, they got a pretty great range of Rangers from a pretty wide variety of the history because it was the big 25th anniversary special. Not the entire season, just one episode. Well, technically two if you count out Fox, but even then, that's just the ending. So, yeah, a pretty good range of Rangers they brought back from a multitude of different eras and seasons of this franchise. So, yeah, it does a great job paying homage to the 25 years of Power Rangers up to that point. But the whole season isn't an anniversary season, which, after how bad Super Mega Lies was, I think that's something we can all appreciate. And then for the supporting casts, we still have Mick, we still have Dane, there's still Redbot. I don't think Princess Vieira is in it anymore, so take her out. Unfortunately, Victor and Monty are still here, but they're a little better than they were in the first season. There's Mrs. Finch, there's Principal Hastings, and one new character, Sandy, played by Michaela Rogue, however you pronounce that, in only 2 episodes of the entire show. Yeah, it's a bit of a bummer. What's not a bummer is our villains because, as I said last season, Madame Odious is now the main villain. And I think that was a stroke of genius because she is an awesome villain. And here, she's even better than she was in the original season of Ninja Steel. Like, it is such a cool one. And then Cosmo Royale also returns to, be the Galaxy Warriors announcer, just like he was last season. And then we have 3 new villains. There's Badana, voiced by Marissa Stott, General Tinamon, however you pronounce that, played by Estevez Gillespie, yep, he's back again, and Brax, played by Jamie Linehan. I mean, yes, there's technically also Lord Draven from Dimensions in Danger, but he's in that one episode, and he's really there to serve the purpose of, hey, we need a new original villain for this crossover. Yeah, it's pretty much the role he fills. He's okay. He has a cool plan, but he's just okay, which is why I'm not going to mention him. And then the Kudabots return, so I don't have to talk about any new foot soldiers, which is good. Moving on to the weapons, they are all the same from last time, with the exception of one I want to talk about that I missed in the last video. Ninja Battle Morpher with the Sword, Bow, and Claw mode, Ninja Power Star, Rock Storm Guitar, Ninja Star Blade, Ninja Blaster. Yeah. And then there's the Cockpit Sword, which doubles as a chainsaw. Yeah, I'm still a bit miffed they didn't use it outside the Megazord, but it's still cool. I mean, it's literally a sword that can also be used as blaster, that can also be used as a friggin' chainsaw. It's a chainsaw sword. It's as awesome as it sounds. Then moving on from there to the battleizer of the season, we have Lionfire mode, returning once again. This time being used by not just the Red Ranger, but also the Blue Ranger, the Yellow Ranger, and the Gold Ranger. And then the Gold Ranger also gets Superstar mode. Yeah, it kind of sucks. As much as I love Gold Ranger, that was a bad mode and a very bad design. Just no. No thanks. And then the vehicles, same, Megamorph Cycle, hoverboard, whatever. And then for the Zords, mostly the same, but there's a few more than a couple new ones. So for the returning Zords, Robo Red, Dragon, Nitro, Kodiak, Zoom, Robo Rider, Ninja Bull, and Lionfire. And then there's the Ninja Blaze Zords, Falcon, Serpent, Tortoise, Tiger, Panda, and Piranha. And then there's 3 auxiliary / miscellaneous swords, Rumble, Astro, and Subsurfer. And then the Megazords, also pretty much the same, just 2 new ones, but for the ones that aren't new, there's Ninja Steel, Bull Rider, Ninja Fusion, Lion Fighter, Ninja Steel Ultra. And then the 2 new ones are Ninja Blaze and the Ninja Blaze Ultra. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. So, I think before I talk about the overall thoughts on the season, I should talk about specifically Dimensions in Danger, because it's the big 25th anniversary episode, and it established a ton of new lore that ends up carrying over into Dino Fury and Beast Morphers. So, for one, the transdimensional teleporter, which was invented by Wes from Time Force, that he gives to the Rangers of every dimension in case they ever need to, team up or help each other out. That's really cool, and I'm pretty sure that also carried into the Boom comics, which is very, very cool. And then, of course, unfortunately, it has a bit of sadness to it because it's Jason David Frank's final episode as Tommy Oliver before his sad, tragic passing. And he gets pretty much the golden treatment to go out on, because not only is he a prominent part of the episode but not completely taking over the episode, but he also has to fight an evil version of himself, and he has a brand new morpher that allows him to morph into all of his past Ranger forms. Mighty Morphin Green, Mighty Morphin White, Turbo Red, Zeo Red, and Dino Thunder Black. He can literally morph into any of those with this one Master Morpher, which was a stroke of genius, and a really good way to have all of Tommy's original powers return for that brief moment. And the fight with the evil version of himself is great. I especially love how JDF just embraces being so evil. He just really embraces the cheesiness of the concept, and it's hilarious. Evil Robot Tommy is hilarious. I'm obviously not going to put him in the actual villains mention section of the analytics, because that seems a bit pointless, but it's still pretty funny. This copy's gonna kick your butt. Obviously, he's limited to what you can say, because it's still a kid's show, a show mainly aimed at kids. So, yeah, Dimensions in Danger is an awesome episode. My only big complaint with it is how the other Rangers don't really get to have their own morphing sequence, like in all crossovers past. Instead, they just do the morph, and then they're in the suit. They don't get, their own sequence or nothing, which blows a little bit, but it's fine. And yes, the Ninja Steel Rangers do end up getting overshadowed a bit, especially at the end when Tommy uses the Falcon Zord to destroy Draven. Yeah. They kind of get shoved to the side a bit too quick, but they're not made outright inferior either. They do play a part in the final act, and when all of them fight together, it's sick and it looks awesome. It's an incredibly awesome fight. Not to mention the writing of the episode is great, and it just really felt like they did actually care about it. it did give a lot of time and effort into it. They didn't rush it out like Super Mega Lies. They took the time and put in the effort to make it a fantastic anniversary episode. And to this day, it is still heralded, even by the haters of Ninja Steel, as one of the best crossover episodes of all time. Rightfully so. Dimensions in Danger is awesome. And as for Ninja Steel, well, Super Ninja Steel itself, it is a very good continuation of Ninja Steel, but I still can't call it great, because Victor and Monty are still here, there's still a problem. The writing is still pretty hit and miss, even though it did make a bunch of improvements. And unfortunately, the ending is a bit of a dumpster fire. Like, the final episode and the way the whole season ends is a big bummer, especially compared to the likes of Super Samurai, which was epic as all get out. But take out the crappy finale, you're still left with a pretty good, very solid season. Like, it takes a few steps backwards, but at the same time, it makes a bunch of improvements as well, so. It's on the same level as the first season of Ninja Steel, but I can't call it quite better. It is way better than Super Mega Lies, though. That is absolutely a guarantee I can make. And I do think it is a bit lazy how they just reuse Lion Fire mode and just give it to the other Rangers instead of coming up with a whole new battleizer. Like, that is a huge bummer, especially after how cool the freaking black box Super Samurai mode was in Super Samurai with that white coat. But that's really just a nitpick. I still really like Super Ninja Steel, and Dimensions in Danger alone makes the whole season worth it. Great start, amazing crossover, bad finish. That's pretty much the whole season in a nutshell. Final verdict for Super Ninja Steel is going to be another 7 out of 10. It's a really good season, and it does a great job continuing off of Ninja Steel, but it still has some of the problems of the first season while also adding a bunch of other problems. And just like with Dino Supercharged, the finale is so off the wall and kind of bad that it almost ruins the whole season. But take that crap finale out, you're still left with a very solid season that did a great job continuing off of the season that came before it. And as for a finale to another era of Power Rangers, because this is the end of the Neo Saban era, I'd still call it an ending with a bang, as the thumbnail says, because it still has great moments, and like I said, Dimensions in Danger, that one episode makes the entire season worth it. So, yep, that's Super Ninja Steel, and that's the end of the Neo Saban era of Power Rangers. Now we only have 2 more to go. Beast Morphers and Dino Fury. The 2 seasons of the Hasbro era, because Cosmic Fury is not out yet, so we're going to be ending at Dino Fury, and then I will find another time to watch Cosmic Fury when it's out on Netflix. However, in September, I will be reviewing and watching Legend of the White Dragon, and yes, that will be entirely dedicated to JDF's memory. So, yeah. That's all for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you guys for joining me for all of these videos, because these were definitely a bit more work than some of the other stuff I've done in the past, especially with gathering all the information of every single season. But, I mean, at the same time, I just have a love for Power Rangers. I always have been, and even when it's at its lowest point, I still go back to the best of the best parts of this franchise. And like I said, if you guys really want me to, I will do this again next May, but I will talk about the Boom comics. If you want me to. I'm not going to do it unless you guys request it. That all being said, though, we're going to switch gears a bit, because this is not the last video you're getting today, because a certain movie's coming out very soon, this very early upcoming June, and I have not reviewed any of these movies, so, yep, it's time to bring back an old friend. I think you know about him. Yep, we're going to be spending the rest of the month both concluding Morphin May while also starting Spider-Thon. Starting today with my review of the first movie directed by Sam Raimi. And it's not going on both channels because then it would just be inconsistent because the Spider-Verse movies are animated only and it would just feel incomplete. So it's going to stay on Animation Station and I'll just re-review them on the other channel another time. But, yep. See you guys next time for Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 1. One of my favorite movies of all time, so yeah, get excited. Take care, guys. See you for that review.